Hey everybody, we should be live on all platforms here. Hope everybody's doing well if you're even logged in yet. But we're gonna talk about the blue willies here. Let me log in and make sure we're live on YouTube. Yep, looks like we're good. And Facebook's been the problematic one. Make sure we're live on Facebook too. Not seeing Facebook. Well, videos. Nope. Interesting. Well, I hate wasting all kinds of time on this stuff when I'm live. Should be no reason it's not live on Facebook too, but we will have to look into that later. So I'm way too close to this camera. Apologize. Having to bump that back. Tilt it up a little bit. There we go. All right, let me at least be on YouTube over here so I can chat with everybody if you want to chat. But yeah, so sorry it's been a little while since we've done one of these, but we are back in the shop. Been, well, I guess the last time, the week right after I did the last one, I was going on just a little weekend trip up to Mark's land, and we did the nuclear jet bunkers, found those. That was really cool. And there's a video on Patreon about that. There's going to be an episode about that trip, but if you haven't noticed, I haven't posted an episode in a couple weeks, and it's just been super hectic, busy, and lots of stuff going on here. So been hacking away at the Vermont trip that I did back in September. I know that's forever ago, but yeah, that's what's on my plate, and that's what you guys will see next. Hopefully in the next couple of days that will go up. It's going to be a really long episode, and it's going to be probably 3 parts because there's just tons of content. Yeah, Vermont, in my mind, didn't really have any wheeling, and we might have proved that to be wrong. So it was a really cool trip, but enough about that. Let's talk about this thing here. Also, if you noticed, wearing a sweet hoodie from Pine Grove Premium Outfitters. You can go to pgpoutfitters.com. The website's all up and functional there now, and you can order this hoodie or the one actually like a little better than this, just for the design of it. They're both super comfortable. The other hoodie has the Sasquatch on it. So these are both available up there. And there's even some deals right now on some of his t-shirts. So hop on Pine Grove Premium Outfitters, pgpoutfitters.com. Nobody chatting on YouTube tonight. How about Instagram? It's always awkward because I got to go around behind the camera. Bunch of people hopping on. Hey, everybody. I see you. Give some waves. So, yeah, update on this. I have not had much time to work on it, but what I have done is I took the head off of it, and kind of caught a glimpse of that if you saw my Instagram story. But I took the head off the engine, And the main reason I felt the need to do that was the valves are sticking. So flathead engine, when you pull the spark plugs, you can see the valves. Not very well, but you can see them there. And I think 3 of the cylinders had valves sticking. And of course they were stuck open. So as the camshaft lobes ride on the lifters, tappets, I guess, they push the valves open. Well, if the valve guides aren't smooth on the shaft of the valve isn't going to close again. So just got all of them working, although I don't think I'm going to bother putting a new head on, or putting the head back on it with a new head gasket with these valves. So let's take a look in there. I'll show you what's going on. You're not going to see me much anymore in the video while I'm doing this, but you'll see what I'm looking at in here. And it's going to take a second for me to get this set right so that both cameras can see it. Okay, Instagram, you go first. It's my janky setup here. And Facebook, YouTube, turn, and go. I'm waiting for it to actually show up for you guys. I just made the move. No, can't see it in that. Let's try that. There you go. Okay, so we've got the head off. Like I said, I got the valve cover off, the manifold's all off of it, and it was a little bit more crusty inside than I was hoping to see. But the cylinders looked pretty good. The cylinder walls look real good. There's some, marks from where the rings were kind of parked on it for a long time, but cylinders move up and down real nice. There's no scoring in the cylinder walls. The pistons are all they all have a .30 mark on them, so it's bored 30 over. So somebody rebuilt this engine, and it was, I have no idea how long it was run after that, but it's got some miles on it after that rebuild, I would imagine, because I don't see, the cross hatching or any machine marks inside the block. The thing I want to do next that I haven't gotten to is drop the oil pan and see how the bottom end looks. But given how the top end looks, I don't expect to find anything like too concerning down there. But I'd still like to just pull the pan, clean any gunk that might be in there. And there was no water or anything in the oil, so that's really good. But this whole galley in here with the valve cover off was real crusty. All of the ports in the head, well, this isn't the head, in the block, were really crusty, and a lot of like varnishy buildup on all of this stuff. So, I bet now that the valves are moving that I could have run this engine the way that is, but I don't want to do that now that I have it this far apart. I don't think I'm going to go through all the trouble of new valve guides and everything below that, but valves are like less than $10 a piece. So for, probably 60, 70 bucks, I can get all new valves and lap them in there and call that good. Just waiting on a spring compressor I need to go borrow from my dad, and we can get that working. It had head bolts instead of head studs, which I found out is not normal. So somebody, when rebuilding this engine, decided to use bolts instead. If anybody knows of a particular like Willys engine that, because these were used in all kinds of different stuff, is there one that used head bolts and not head studs? Let me know. But everything that I've found, every Jeep Willys engine, the L134 used studs. So, there should be a bolt that's sticking out of this with the head off, and then you just have a nut that you run onto it, and it's coarse thread into the block and fine thread for the nut. So yeah, I'm gonna have to clean all that up. Head gasket looked pretty good. It's not like caked on anywhere or anything like that. I've got a new water pump, and yeah, I think we're just kind of go from there. Kind of bordered on, do I pull the engine out and really go through it and really clean it up? And I think to play at this point, it's probably 300, 350 bucks to get this thing, garage rebuilt, refreshed with the stuff that I want to do to it. So really might as well just go for it. The hardest thing I think is going to be cleaning out these intake and exhaust ports. What I want to do, that's one of the reasons I want to take the valves out. So I'll show you the engine moving, and I literally just freed one of these valves up today. I'm driving this with a Milwaukee M18 drill. But this second valve on the first cylinder was the one that was really sticking. So everything's moving now and sounds fine. It's not like anything's crispy crunchy. Ah, this stupid camera. Never used to do that, and now it does. It goes blank on you, and everybody said the audio stayed up. So it's the camera, not anything else. Let's see if there's a software update or something for it. So sorry about the blank out there. Hopefully that wasn't too long. I had looked at it not that long ago, and it was good. So, what's up, Jay? Nice. Kyle working on an MB frame. I think I saw that on your Instagram. That's pretty cool. Yeah, eventually I don't want to go frame off with this thing because it doesn't really need it. I am going to need to do some work on the hat channels on the tub at some point, so we're gonna get further into it than what I am right now, but I'd like to get it running first before I dig into any body stuff, because I feel like, let me move this camera back so you can see me again. I feel like any project, it's really easy to get in too deep with stuff. So sorry, Instagram, I'll fix you. Hopefully without dropping my phone. I charged my phone battery tonight, so hopefully Instagram doesn't go crap out on us. Yeah. I feel like any project, if you're able to hop in it and drive it, you're so much more likely to keep, chipping away at things and enjoying it. When you get a huge project like the Wagoneer over here that, there's kind of no light at the end of the tunnel, it can be difficult to pick back up on it after you've taken a break. So that's kind of where that project is at. Not that we're really talking about that project, but just projects in general. So I don't want to turn this thing into any kind of frame off restoration. I want to make it a driver, and then we can start to address other kind of bigger things that might take it down for a month. But it's more, like I do with the XJ. You kind of bite off a little project, knock that out, go use it. And it's just a much more enjoyable way to do it if you can. I know, there's projects where you can't do that. The Wagoneer was a whole engine swap, drivetrain swap, axle swap. Basically, I didn't take the body off the frame, but that snowballed and turned into a massive undertaking, and it'll get done someday, but it's not the top priority when there's things that are easier to get up and running. So that's kind of the update in the shop. Like I said, not a whole lot that I've done. there are some little things that I've been chipping away at that I've been sharing on Patreon. Some kind of big things coming for the spool bus, my XJ, and we'll get to that on the episodes at some point. But the yeah, Patreon's just kind of been documenting some of my events and trips that I've done recently. What I've kind of found is that I'm like 1 to 3 months behind on trips as I do them. I'd love to get closer to reality or to real time on those, but it's just not possible with my life and schedule right now. So, what Patreon gets to see is some of the pictures, some of the video clips, sometimes a quick edit of maybe just a portion of that, or something showing what I did. So they're kind of keeping up a little bit more real time on that. We've got like 14 people on Patreon now, which is super cool. And that's, $1 a month or more, whatever you want to give for that to be a part of that. After this video, we're jumping on Discord to do a little Patreon video chat hangout, or just audio if you don't want to share video. But I'll be there on both. And yeah, coming up, not real, well, sooner than I'd like to admit, I think. We've got Easter Jeep Safari. So that's, I'm leaving March 31st. And we'll be in Moab for that with Torque Masters. Was really hoping to drive out there this year with the spool bus. But when it came down to it, what I want to do for Torque Masters and the amount of time that I could take off from everything at home to go out there, I would have ended up with at most maybe 2 days, 3 days of my own time, and that still would have been pushing it for how much time I could take away from home. So it was too much time away to try and do that this year. I'll have to plan better next year. That's what I said the year before that and the year before that. But eventually I'll get my own stuff out there. But you'll see some cool stuff from Easter Jeep Safari. Yeah, the cool thing with the way that I'm doing it is, it's all like industry leading people that I'm hanging out with. So that's awesome. The next thing after that I have on the schedule, I got invited to do a Mountain State Overland Super Adventure. That is a 5-day trip through West Virginia, and that should be really cool. I'm looking forward to that. But I was hanging out with Jason at the Adventure Travel Day in West Virginia. Jason, the main guy on Mountain State. And yeah, he said, you should come on the Super Adventure. It's going to be awesome. It's the first really like big, long, not just a weekend trip that they're doing. So I'm pumped for that. That's going to be awesome. I'll have the XJ spool bus on that trip for sure. And then towards the end of the summer, in August, I'm doing we got invited back again to an Adventure Appalachia. There's those 3 episodes on the channel about that. And that's going to be a different adventure, but the region of West Virginia. And I highly doubt I will have the time to get anything, the Wagoneer, anywhere close to ready for that, but that would be the ultimate thing. I think I'm going to be it's going to be kind of all I can do if I focus my attention on the upgrades that I want to get done on the XJ. So again, updates on the XJ, more real-time updates on everything going on is happening on Patreon. I am going to get you guys an episode on the channel in the next couple days. And like I said, that's Vermont, and there's going to be a couple episodes from that trip. And yeah, we're going to get on a Discord call for the Patreon members in a couple minutes here. I saw that happen this time. Camera cut out again. Sorry, it's black on YouTube for a second there. It is coming back. What's up, Jamie? Yeah, so I'm gonna end the Sunday service live. Thank you everybody for popping in for whatever amount of time that you did, and hopefully next week we can do it again. I think I'm clear to do it again next week. Week after that, might be on a trip. We'll see, or a wheeling day. But yeah, I'm gonna be a couple minute break for those of you if you're a Patreon member and watching. Couple minute break here. I'm not going to jump on Discord immediately. I'm going to break this down and move into my office. So I don't really have a comfortable place to chill out here tonight. So yeah, thank you again for joining. See you guys next time.